Good evening, everyone. Today I'll discuss with you the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. This poem comes out in the form of a prayer which the poet puts up right in front of the God Almighty. This prayer is for a harmonious planet where every individual gets the much deserving respect. In the first paragraph of the poem, the poet says that he dreams of a world where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. So he feels that in future he expects a world which is without fear, where everybody can speak out everything with confidence and without any sort of fear of anything. So that kind of confidence he feels must be there in every individual, therefore all sort of expression. And he also feels that the knowledge must be free, a freely accessible thing there to every single individual. It must not be the domain of the wealthier lot, but it must be widely and uniformly distributed there to every single individual. In the next paragraph, he speaks about all sort of exploitations and all sort of compartmentalizations there in our society. So he dreams of a world which has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. So here we can just connect with William Cowper's quote, where he says that God made the country and man made the town. Similarly, the poet also here wishes to express that he does not expect the world to be broken down into fragments, all because of the race, color, caste, and all sort of discrimination, where the economic status of a person just puts up there at a higher rung and another one there just on this very dusty planet. So he feels that things must not be wide apart because of the barriers which we put up, all because of our cultural, social, or religious ethos. So he expects the world to be a harmonious, uniform, and casteless place to live in. In the next paragraph, he feels that he dreams of a world where the words come out from the depth of truth. So his expectation is of honesty. He wants every individual to react and speak out there with honest assertions. So that is a very ideal but the most expected expectation of the poet. In the next paragraph, he talks about the workaholic nature of the people. He feels that we must strive hard to achieve success without bothering about the prize money or the coveted goals which we are just attached to it. Our only and only sole job is to work hard. Rest is left to the God Almighty to give us there in the form of prize possession of achievements or the economic gains. So, in these words, he says that he dreams of a world where the tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection. So, he feels that every individual must work hard to achieve aptness and the perfection in his or her work. So, that is the aim. In the next paragraph, he talks about the logical and the rational reasoning or the rational life which must be given preference to against all sort of orthodoxy and the traditional practices. He says that he dreams of a world where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. He feels that all sort of partialities, all sort of discriminations, all sort of traditional values, all sort of divisions in the society because of the age-old practices which we are going to follow. That is something which we must stop doing. We must give way to our logical and rational values which are there in our mind. So, in a way, he says that the heart and mind must be well coordinated. You cannot just be driven by only and only by your heart or by only and only by your emotional ethos, or by only and only by what the society has to say. You can always use your wit and wisdom for getting the fair idea of what the world is all about. Here the picture says that sometimes we tend to cross the road and we are obstructed by the cat just passing on the way, and we stop there wondering that whether we should go on or not. That kind of belief which has been enforced by the society with the coming years or with the passing ages, so we tend to follow it blindly. But sometimes we really have to come out of that jinx and we have to think out there with our logic that is it the correct thing which we are following, or are we the blind followers unnecessarily. We have got our brains, so let us use them and get out of that kind of stupidity. So rationality is what is the expectation of the poet, and we should go on with our rational values. In the next paragraph, he says that he dreams of a world where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My father, let my country awake. So the last paragraph comes out as the finality of this prayer, where he puts up the final assertion right in front of the God, that let the God be driving us into a place which is an ideal place where every individual gives the values as a preferred thing, and we tend to uh, get out of all sort of narrow-mindedness. So that kind of harmonious existence is the expectation of the poet, and surely if we tend to be honest with ourselves and we go on there with our logical and rational thinking just coordinated with our heart and mind, so we can just go on in getting the success. And that is an ideal thought of the point, but surely we'll be achieving it, if we tend to follow it earnestly and efficiently. So that was the critical appreciation of this poem given by me, and I suppose that in any case, if you have got any idea or any comment which you want to supplement, you can always add on there in the comment section of this video. And otherwise also, if you want to look in for many other critical appraisals of the poem, you can subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for your kind hearing.